Yeah, it's not good. They're what are they? 3-7. I think they're better than this. It's been brutal. Pitching not good. Starting pitching not good. And the offense gets hits, not enough runs. They should be posting more crooked numbers. So it's not been good. Last night, a little drama with the expiration of the replay clock. But today's another day. It is still early, but things are not good.
Now, hold on now.
Hold on a second now.
Because Chris Stratton had a scoreless inning with a strikeout. So let's focus on Chris Stratton.
Yeah, well, there are great things to talk about, especially if you're a rights holder. I've been very impressed with Burleson. And Jordan Walker has a 10-game hitting streak to start his major league career. So there's plenty of positives, just not enough to crack the win column.
All right, so let me ask you this in a very neutral way, all right? There's no agenda in this question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Oli didn't hustle to get his replay?
Oh, Jimmy.
So when that whole thing happened, all right, I'm watching from the well, right, adjacent to the dugout, and I don't even know where the replay clock is, to be honest with you. So I'm looking at the monitor, and on the broadcast, they weren't exactly sure what the beef was. So after the game, I asked Oli, who didn't seem very happy about the whole situation. Yeah, and it turns out, yes, the replay clock expired. And I asked, well, what was the beef? Because it did look like there was more to it, and it was simply that Oli felt like they had notified them before the expiration of the replay clock, and they disagreed with him, and there was nothing he could do about it. So he seemed frustrated. Yeah, I mean, that was a nice little piece of drama to talk about in a game where that probably wasn't the most important play. But no, if he didn't beat the clock, that's on him. There's no question about it.
Was Contreras going crazy and letting people know that he tagged him? I couldn't tell.
He said he did, and to be honest, I didn't know he tagged him. Did you guys, was that out
Nate
there?
Did
everyone know? What's that?
Yeah, Nate said he could tell from the Bally's broadcast.
Yeah.
And again, we talked about this earlier, so it's not a shot. But for whatever reason, the Rockies broadcast had a really clear angle of the tag. So it was kind of funny because for me, I'm watching on Bally's, and I'm just looking at the foot. That's all I'm looking at. But then about 10 minutes later, somebody on Twitter puts out the angle from the Rockies, and they go, hey, he clearly tagged him.
So I'll be honest with you. All I have is a monitor. When stuff's going on, I'm trying to watch the field. I didn't know he tagged him. So when I'm talking to Contreras after the game, he says, he didn't speak the greatest English. I give him credit because he's always available and everything. I didn't understand it. And then it was clear. He said, no, I tagged him. And I was like, so you tagged? He said, yeah. He said, I tagged him, and I had my foot on home plate too. Like Contreras, quite sure he had him twice, two different ways. And so we sent that in for everyone to see. So, and again, I wasn't so sure exactly what was covered in the broadcast and what wasn't, because sometimes they'll take my IFB out when I'm not time to do a hit. But I didn't know if we had the fact that Contreras did make the tag prior to him saying that on the post-game shows. So I'll be honest, that I don't know, but I wasn't aware of it from my angle. I didn't even see it.
Yeah. Hey, so I did notice, and I texted you last night about the, the pepper grinder. I guess it's back. Is it a different motion? Did you start that?
Is it counterclockwise?
Is it counterclockwise? Are they doing something different?
No, it looked like the same one. I just asked. I said, because I noticed in the game before there was a couple of pepper grinds, and they said that nope, we're going back to the pepper grinder because it didn't work in the early going, didn't get a lot of traction, so we're back to the pepper grinder. Now I'll have to follow up because someone did the pepper grinder last night. I did see it, one of the players doing it, but I didn't go back and check the video on the motion if it was the exact same clockwise or counterclockwise. So that's bad journalism.
It is,
on my
Jimmy.
part.
It is.
Yeah, that's my bad. Look, I'm willing to accept it. Not only not only did I not know that or the tag, but also the loss was kind of my fault because in pregame I didn't hold anyone accountable.
No. Yeah.
Let me tell you,
That's all my.
There's a lot of accountability to be had with this bunch. I mean, just to break it down, it's early. Nobody's panicking.
No.
We're joking around. We know the text line. People are calling in.
Jim,
having some fun.
Player.
But what the hell's going on with this bunch?
What the heck's going on here?
So I asked Oli, and I didn't ask it tough enough for people on social media, right?
I saw it. It was good.
What I'm supposed to do is, I saw this on social media. How come you don't have the guts to ask Marmol why this team sucks, or Mo or something? I thought to myself, how well would that go if I asked it? So the way I asked was, I know you're confident in the team. I know it's early, but how do you view what's going on? They're 3-7. And he gave his answer that he knows it's not good, and he thinks they're better, and they got to find a way to get there. I don't know what else you could answer in that situation. The pitching, the starting pitching, which a lot of people, including you, Charlie, said probably wasn't good enough to beat elite teams. The starting pitching so far hasn't been good enough to beat really anybody. It's got to get better. And they know that. And early on, sometimes, pitchers get off to a bad start. I don't think Matt's is terrible. I don't think Mike Liss is terrible. But they have to be better. There's no question. But the other thing, too, is while the offensive numbers you look at them are pretty good, they're time and time again not coming through with the big hit. And like I said, they got enough offense to put some crooked numbers on the board, and that sort of changes the face of a game. So many times this season they fall behind early. Pitchers should be better than that, but sometimes that doesn't help the cause. And I think the only 3 games they've won have been games they jumped out in front. Offensively, the numbers look fine, but that could be better too. So there's a lot of room for criticism, and I don't think that's lost on Oli. And I also know that a lot of people are down on Oli because of the Tyler thing, because of the way last season ended, and because he didn't beat the clock in the review, right? So I get it, but I have a feeling things will turn around because Oli is a pretty good manager.
Somebody's got a question for it. Go ahead, Charlie.
Oh, I think this is an interesting question, and it's quasi-positive. Is the whole Jordan Walker thing? I think right now you don't really want to mess with him in the order, but if 20, 30 games in, he's arguably your best hitter. That's kind of an interesting question because you have so much right-handed pop. You're not really going to move Goldie and Arenado, and maybe even Contreras. I wonder if you're trying to get a jolt and you're facing potentially a lefty, if you can kind of just tinker with trying to move up Jordan Walker here and there and just kind of see if it can shake things up a little bit because he's obviously hitting.
That's absolutely yes. Look, I get in the early going. I think I've said it too. Like, I would not try to put extra pressure by suddenly inserting him, higher in the order. If it's working, let it ride. But if the offense has stalled at times and he's been one of your most consistent hitters, absolutely do it. Someone said to me at the game yesterday, they said, well, what happens with this offense, if Goldie doesn't perform at MVP levels and he's starting to kind of tick down a little as he gets older, or what happens if another guy doesn't perform? I go, listen, Jordan Walker is a middle-of-the-order guy just waiting to be harnessed. I know he's only done it for, 10 games, but I said they have other options to be able to carry the offense. And I said at some point this season they will be scoring runs in bunches. So, in my opinion. So the answer to your question is absolutely. I don't think that's not even being thought about right now. Like, when do we do this? Because to me, I think he's really just scratching the surface of what he could do.
Go ahead.
I think another interesting point is even if you take out the whole Tyler O'Neill versus Oli, which I don't think you really can, but also that was a pretty quick hook of the guy that everybody talked up to be the starting center fielder lose his job pretty damn quickly into the season.
With Tyler, you're talking
with
about.
Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like I said on the air, I never really got moving him to center or him seeking center. So I don't know. I haven't, behind the scenes talked to Oli about what's going on with center field. I know what he said is, look, this guy said he wanted a shot. The metrics said he deserved a shot, so we gave him a shot. and now we're having to see how it plays out. He said we're kind of following the line of logic. But to me, if a guy admittedly gets a Gold Glove, this is what Tyler told me. Look, I had this little slice because we had Bader in center. That's how I got a Gold Glove. If I'm the Cardinals and I see that, and he was really more productive worrying about that little slice and playing great defensively there, I'm not going to tamper with it, especially when there's other guys who could play center field. And one of the other pieces to the puzzle, because Carlson tweaked his neck last night on that play, it's a spasm, and Oli didn't say it, but Carlson said he thinks he's day-to-day, so we'll see how it goes today. Newt's not back. He's still got the thumb issue, so he did hitting yesterday for the first time. But at some point, I think Nootbaar is going to be an option they look at in center field. He's a very good defensive player.
Yeah, somebody just checked. Well,
does that answer your question at all, Charlie?
Yeah, I know Cam wants to get to a text, and I think I'm kind of looking at it in a negative way, but also you got to give love to Jordan Walker and Alec Burleson have also forced the hand.
Yeah,
they've both hit really, really well. And then when Newt comes back, maybe this is a year where the trade happens quicker. I mean, if Newt comes back and Burleson's hitting and Walker's hitting and Carlson's a good center fielder and Tyler has value, maybe this is a year where you make a deal quicker.
Yeah, look, they got excess pieces. We talked about it even before the season started, that if these guys get going, they're going to have not enough slots for guys that certainly have a lot of promise and certainly deserve a shot. The thing about Burleson, I know they talk about him scoring up balls in the ball game. That's true, but he doesn't strike out a lot, and he's he kind of looks the part of a softball player, but that guy can hit. And when he's in left, like there was a couple line drives, it may not look like he's going to, but he gets there. He's a solid player, and I like what we're seeing from him. So I agree. There's a different dynamic going on with, who gets the playing time and how they manage that. I agree with you. And one other thing, Charlie, I met some guy, to be honest with you, in this ballpark. If I have to use the little reporter's room, I got to go through the stands. So I made my way through the stands and talked to a lot of fans on the way. And one guy said, "Hey, I listen to Hot Take Central every morning." And nice. I was like, thank you. And it was nice. And he said, "Can I take a picture?" We took a picture. And then he said, "I also watch Charlie's YouTube channel every day." And I go, he'll love hearing about that. And he said, "Make sure you tell Charlie that I love his YouTube channel." And then I was like, forget that. I'm not telling Charlie that. No. But I did want to pass along. You have a big YouTube fan who lives in Denver.
All right.
Well, that's cool.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that is cool.
I thought you might already answer this, but somebody chimed in and said when Newt comes back, we should put him at center and have our outfield Burleson, Newt, and Walker, have Carlson and O'Neill as platoon guys. They're already thinking about Newt.
Newt hasn't even caught a baseball yet. Yeah. And look, I also think they miss Newt's energy.
That's true.
I can go crazy with that, but it is true. And I don't even know what the metrics say about Newt as a center fielder, but what my eyes tell me is Newt is like super aggressive. And if he's going to make a mistake, which is we've seen him balls that get in front of him, he's going to do it in an aggressive way. I just think I like that. And I think he brings energy. And I think the team is missing that. Plus, he gives them another option, but there's no doubt when he comes back, they got to figure it out because they got too many guys. It's like a game of musical chairs, and the music's going to run out for one of them.
This is not the most positive text, but you know how they are on this here text line. Cat, you should ask Mo and DeWitt why they continuously enter the season with a lacking starting rotation. Are they cheap? Do they overestimate their players, or are they dumb? The all-knowing expert.
Those are the only options.
The only options.
I should have asked him that way.
Cheap or dumb? Answer.
Don't be rude.
Oh, man.
Hello, Mr. Trump. Listen, I think they took a gamble. I questioned it, too. Look, the pitching staff hasn't been great. That's without Wainwright. Now Wainwright's going to throw a bullpen today, and it's like, when's Waino coming back? That's 41. If that's your hope, and don't get me wrong, maybe he'll have a good season, but that tells you where the starting rotation is. But the good news is it's early, and I think these guys are better than they've pitched to this point. But there's no question that the rotation is thin. And like I said before, they get another guy that, has a little tweak here and there and has to go on the IL. They're going to have to dip into the minors again. Yeah, they're looking at that rotation and probably wishing they had an extra arm or two.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, we appreciate you coming on. Enjoy yourself, Kat. We'll be watching on TV, and I do miss you in the mornings. The first day I got a lot of notes done, not going to lie to you. But today I was lonely, and I missed you, just so you know.
Well, I miss you guys, and I had a few people mention Hot Take Central. So maybe that's good news.
Yeah.
But I'll be back day after tomorrow, and I'll be back for a while. I miss you guys, and the Cardinals are going to win every single game from here on out. Take it to the bank.
You're absolutely right.
They better.
They better. All right, Kat, go do your thing, man. We'll be watching.
See you, boys.
See you, dude.
See you, buddy.
Jimmy the Cat Hayes live from Colorado. Lovely Colorado.
Colorado.
Nate's favorite state. Probably mine too.
And mine.
And yours? Yeah.
And mine.
I'm going there in August, by the way.
You're going to a couple places.
Are.
Wait
Colorado.
a minute.
I am.
You're going to miss your streak. Your streak's going to be broken.
Over. Done in August. I might even be late July.
Yeah, aren't you going to UFC?
I'm doing that this Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, T-Mobile Arena, Kansas City.
Wait a
Max
second.
Holloway versus somebody else. But there's some good fighters. There are a couple good names for a fight night, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I've only been in Kansas City like 3 times in my life.
I've never really experienced a Kansas City. What do you got? Yeah, put them through, man. What's going on?
Hey guys, I'm going to babysit my little savages, so that's why I'm up early. So don't get excited. It can't be Hot Take Central with a hot take. So here it is. It's April 11th, St. Louis. Get your daubers, put them away. It's over for the year, okay? Walker's going to carry us. We're going to get excited about some hitting. But as usual, Mo and the Cardinals come into the season just like the previous texter. Oh, I think we're going to be okay. I think our pitching could be good. And, we're not again. And where's Lipitor? Where's Lipitor for my high blood pressure?
Yeah.
We traded Rosarita 82 years ago? Oh, Lipitor, he's going to be the savior. It's the next Steve Carlton. He can't make the roster when we need pitching. Nice trade, Mo.
You're a joker.
So why don't you go out and get some pitching, sign some dead fruit on the ground, prop them up, tell them we're going to be okay, and then maybe, just maybe, we might win a wild card game, and they get swept out again like we always do because we don't have any pitching. Mo, first off, your philosophy years ago was, we're going to build pitching. We're going to have pitching in our minors. We're going to trade pitching for hitting. Well, guess what, Mo? You emptied that cupboard, and we had no pitching. We still don't have pitching. Now we got hitting with no pitching. And, Mo, rule number 1 in baseball, good pitching beats good hitting every time you eat. Gotta go.
Come on, man.
He's babysitting.
Wow.
He's babysitting today. Those poor kids.
Babysitter energy right there.
Those poor kids. They're going to have an earache or something.
That's a strong take.
No, he was going at it.
He ain't wrong.
He's kind of right. I like Big Al's takes.
You know what, though? I wonder if – I don't want to say that Mo and DeWitt don't care, but I just wonder if the new model of baseball is you put your team together, you play 100 games, and you reset at the trade deadline. And they probably knew this rotation wasn't going to be great. Now they probably expected it to be better, and I think it'd be better than this. I don't think it'll be good. But they probably look at the last couple of years. Hey, we went out there. We got Happ. We got Lester. We got Quintana. We got Montgomery. If we need to do that again, we'll try and do that again.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not saying that's the right approach, but I wonder if that's the new baseball model.
Brony chimes in, Seth is T-Mobile Center, and it's going to be lit. This is a great non-pay-per-view fight card. Maybe I'll see you there. I'll keep my eyes out for Speedy Seth racing people in the concourse. Brony. So it's not on pay-per-view, so you none of the fights are pay-per-view?
It's a fight night.
Okay.
The pay-per-view was last Saturday.
Yeah,
you usually
in
if the
Florida.
names are big enough.
In Florida.
Don't worry, Brony. You're not going to meet anyone famous if you're trying to meet me.
I'll tell you, there's going to be some famous people there.
Probably.
There always is at UFC fights, man. That's like they got the coolest crowd going. Those UFC fights.
We're only like 10 rows from the octagon.
Really?
So
What'd those cost?
if I say something to the ring girls, they're going to hear me.
Oh, yeah,
So
they will. Yes, they will.
Throw some pickup lines in there.
Yeah, like, hi. Just wave to them the whole time.
Do you like radio?
Hi. They actually make a lot of money. Some of those ring girls make more money than the UFC fighters from Instagram and stuff.
I bet.
Yeah. Well, when you're beautiful, you can make money. When
You
you're
would know.
beautiful, you can make money.
You would know.
No. I wish I was beautiful, but I'm not. Let's see here. Year after year, they will not spend money on their starting pitching. Same story every year, and that's why we're here right now. 314. Put a gosh dang name in. And Daddy Padre texted me right after Cat answered the question about Jordan Walker moving up in the lineup. He asked me, ask Cat about Jordan Walker moving up in the lineup. I'm not going to ask him again, Daddy Padre. Not going to ask him again. Tell Cat I miss him. That Matt dude is horrible, James. Oh, come on. Oh, come on now.
Matty Whitener?
You don't like Matty Whitener? Really?
That's the only person I've ever heard that doesn't like Matt.
I know. I don't know.
I think ever.
James, I like you, but slow your roll, homie.
Yeah.
Is that James?
Come on
That's
now.
James.
James doesn't like Matt?
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. I bet you would if you hung out together. I bet
James.
you would. I bet you would. If you go down the ballpark with Maddie and Nate, cruise around all dang day, you'll have a good time.
James was in the green seats the other day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Did you see a picture of him?
He sent me a picture.
Does he have a new profile pic?
He has a profile pic. I believe he switched it up from, what was it at first? He had a shopping bag.
Neiman
shopping.
Marcus.
Now he's in front of a nice ride.
Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing.
That's cool. That's cool. Cam, tell that texter they spent $44 million on mats. They just have zero clue on how to spend in free agency. All right. The key to having good sex behind the Filoni's dumpster is to slather up with some grease from the grease trap first. Sometimes those older gals need some extra lubrication. Teddy sandwiches. He's all over the place. He's all over the place.
Good advice.
This is details.
Welcome back, Teddy.
That grease, man.
Teddy.
Oh.
So Teddy, no more pictures though?
Send some pics in, Teddy. I want to see what you look like.
Wasn't Teddy MIA for a couple months?
Yeah, I thought something.
Maybe half a year.
Where he worked burned down or something. Matt gets more facts wrong than anyone that has ever been on this show. Really?
Like what?
Like what? I'm the guy that gets facts wrong. Not Matty.